I hope she doesn't know that I have a crush on her. But then again, maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing. You know, I think we should discuss that. Let's talk about crushes.
Driving with Mr. Grizzly. Funny real talk. Let's drive.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Driving with Mr. Grizzly. That's me. I'm Mr. Grizzly. Everyone's favorite middle school math teacher. Also, if you could please subscribe to my channel because I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. And as I tell my students, it's all about baby steps. So let's try to get to 1,000 and we can build from there. So if you could subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment. I love it when y'all comment because I love reading what y'all have to say. So please, and it'd be awesome. Much love from me to you. So let's talk about, I guess, crushes. Although when I hear the word crush, I think more of a high school, maybe like a school age kind of thing. Maybe early 20s, I don't know. And I'm just wondering, all right, so first off, we all have had our little high school crushes, school crushes and all that. And do you keep in touch with your crush? Did you marry your crush? Leave a comment on that. I'm going to talk about mine. So I had, I don't know, maybe 3 crushes in school. I know my very first crush, and yeah, I'm gonna say her first name. I ain't gonna say her last name, cause I don't know. But anyway, her first name was Kelly, and I had a crush on her since first grade. And I remember, oh, she was so pretty. I remember first grade me, she was in my class. I just thought she was the most prettiest girl I ever seen. Her blonde hair and all that. And yeah, blonde. I said blonde. I know what some of y'all think, oh, of course it's gotta be a blonde. But yeah. And she was so nice. And I remember for Christmas, I gave her a necklace. I gave her a necklace with a snowman pendant on it. And and I'm gonna tell you, that was hard for me to do because when I was in school, I was extremely introverted. And I still am to a point. As I've gotten older, I'm not quite as introverted. I don't go out and express myself and keep private. But my goodness, in school I was so just, it was hard for me to talk to others and all that. But I remember giving her that necklace and, she said thank you and all. And we would talk. And then after that, we never had any grades or any classes together, not grades. And I didn't really see her again until middle school, but well, for us, it was junior high. But really in high school, when we finally started talking to each other again, we could hang out more and all that. And I think we might have had a couple classes together. And I remember one day, our little clique that I hung around with, she was part of that. And I I got out of class, went to where we always meet. And she looked at me and she had this on. She said, "Hey, you remember this?" And I looked and I immediately remembered right away. And I thought, man, yeah, I do remember that. And I thought, you still have that? And she's like, yeah, with that smile of her. She had a smile that could light up the room. And it took me aback because it was surprising, first off, because I want to say this was maybe 12th grade when she done this, 11th or 12th grade. So, that was 11 years that she's had that. And I don't know how often she had worn it since then. But the fact that she still had it and remembered that I was the one that gave it to her, it was, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I mean, first off, it made me feel good knowing that. It made me feel special. And I hope at the time she realized how special it made me feel. And she'll never see this video. I don't think she ever will. But I do want to say that if you only knew how special that made me feel, let me know that you still had it and you loved it and it meant something to you. Now, at the time, like I said, I was extremely introverted. Yeah, I could talk to my friends and all that, but still, I didn't think, well, I did think, a little bit of it, but I didn't really fully process it maybe because as I got older and I thought about that moment, I thought to myself, what if that was her way of flirting with me and saying that she wanted to be, boyfriend and girlfriend? And, maybe that's a missed opportunity. Who knows? So I don't know on her end because I haven't talked to her since I've graduated. And I have tried to look her up so I can talk to her, reconnect. But, it is what it is on that, I guess. So, but, it's just something that I still think of from time to time. Now, a couple of other crushes that I have. Another crush that I have was this girl, and I got a crush on her in high school. And like I said, I'm gonna say her first name, not her last name. Now she might watch this. I don't know if she watches my videos. She's seen one, but her name's Tiffany. But I remember in high school I had a crush on her, and but we hung out, different crowds, different worlds. So number one, she never knew back then. Now here's the thing: at the 20-year reunion, I had to think for a minute. Okay, so first off, since graduating high school, I hadn't seen her until the 20-year high school reunion, where we got to see each other again and reconnect. Then me and her started connecting. We started talking. We would text each other and all that. And we kind of told each other that we liked each other and all that. I know when we would see each other at school functions because of the children, we would talk and, just hug each other and stuff like that. Man, I enjoyed all that. I enjoyed meeting up with her and all. And then something personal in her life happened. I ain't gonna get the details on that because that's her life. So we kind of fell apart, and I gave her some space because I felt like she needed it. But then when we tried to reconnect, it was different. So one time we met at a high school. This was at my son's graduation or something, and she was there, and I was stinking. I forgot to shower and all that, so I smelled horrible. She comes up to me wanting to hug, and me, liking her and all that, and not wanting to, I guess, push her off with my odor. I just kind of put my arm around her a little bit and hugged her. But she took that as me not want to be seen around her with my family. And I tried to explain to her that's not the case, that I wasn't smelling good and all that. But unfortunately, I don't think she ever believed me. And Also, like I said, when we tried to reconnect, it was like she was distant, and and I get that because of what happened. Like I said, her personal life, I'm not going to get into detail, but I I still like her a lot. I really do. She still means a lot to me, and I would love to still reconnect with her. And I have asked her out on dates and stuff, but I just don't think she feels the way for me anymore. So, and it happens. It doesn't make it any less, I guess, heartbreaking, because it bothers me. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. And I would love, like I said, reconnect, try to build something back up. But maybe that bridge has done been crossed. So, and I want the best for her, and I just want her to be happy. And if she's happy, if she's living her best life, then I'm happy for her. So, so maybe I should just move along. But I'm saying but a lot. But. Try doing the same rhythm as that J is silent Bob. But and oh, 1 second. All right, so as I was saying, so Tiffany, if you do watch this, just know you still mean a lot to me. I still like you very much. I still care about you. And I just want your happiness and what's best for you. Like I said, if you're happy, then I'm happy for you. I am here for you if you ever need me. You know my number. But like I said, I I'm thinking that maybe I guess you've done moved on, which I get that. Okay, so and another crush I had in school was this girl named Veriva. And I'm not gonna say any last name. And she's like doing really well for herself. I think she owns a newspaper or might be an editor for a newspaper where I live. And I haven't really seen her and talked to her in forever. But yeah, I think I ain't sure which one of the two it is. She's doing wonderfully for herself. She's upper class. Let's just say that one. So I'm down here in lower class, middle to lower class. She's up there in the upper class, which hey, awesome. I'm glad for her. But I just felt like I want to talk about crushes. Maybe this is just me venting. I don't know. Like I said, when I think of crush, I usually think of school-age children. People at my age don't have crushes, right? I don't know. I've done pretty much decided that I'm probably going to live a life of being alone and not in a relationship. At my age, that's pretty much, I think, where my life's heading at. I'm going to just focus on my children, which even though they're grown adults, I still focus on them. I do what I can for them and focus on myself. So I don't see anybody really coming along in my life being a part of like that anymore. So, but hey, it is what it is, right? Well, I'm about to pull into the driveway. I hope you've enjoyed this ride. And if you have, subscribe to my channel, please. Leave a like on this video, comment, and click that bell icon or whatever it is now, so that way when I post, you get notified, which is every Tuesday. Right now I'm trying at 5. So, from your favorite middle school math teacher, that's me. Remember, 1 + 1 is 2. Until the next ride.